Okay, solving by factoring. I told you factoring wasn't going away, and I wasn't lying. Okay, so here, to solve it by factoring, you have to make sure it's set equal to 0, and then you factor it, and then you just set your factors equal to 0. So if we have x squared plus 9x equals 0, that's already set equal to 0 for us. So we can factor out a GCF, and you get x times x plus 9 equals 0. Set x equal to 0 and x plus 9 equal to 0. That x is already solved, and then this one you just subtract the 9 and you get x equals negative 9. So that's going to be 0 and negative 9. Okay, this one. So you could do this the square root method. You'll get the same thing. Just do whichever one you prefer. This is the difference of squares, so you could square root both of these. And that's going to be x minus 2 and x plus 2. So set x minus 2 equal to 0, x plus 2 equal to 0. So x equals 2 and x equals negative 2. Here we have to use the x, so we have to see what is going to multiply to be 21, add to be negative 10. That's negative 7 and negative 3. So this is going to be x plus 7, x minus 3. So x minus 7 equals 0, x minus 3 equals 0. So x equals 7 and x equals 3. This one, we have to use slip and slide. So I'm going to start by multiplying the 3 to the 30, and you get x squared minus 13x minus 90. Now we're seeing what is going to multiply to be negative 90, add to be negative 13. Don't remember, but I did it. Oh, negative 18 and 5. But we multiplied to begin with, so we have to undo that multiplication. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Okay, here's a trick right here that I didn't do. So this is 6, right? So you do get x minus 6. This right here, so x plus 5/3, can't reduce. These tell you what your factors are going to be, or what your answers are going to be. So it's going to be 6 and negative 5/3. You could just move it back here and then set them both equal to 0. You'll still get the same exact thing. So now we have x minus 6 equals 0, 3x plus 5 equals 0. So that one you get x equals 6. This one you get 3x equals negative 5. Divide by 3, and you still get the same things as what I just showed you. Okay, let's do this one. So we got to get it set equal to 0, so I'm going to subtract that 5x. Now I can take out a factor of x, so x and 2x minus 5 equals 0. So x equals 0 and 2x minus 5 equals 0. So then you're going to add the 5 over, divide by 2, and you get x equals 5/2. This one, we want to get everything to one side, so subtract that x squared, add the 1, so you get x squared minus 49 equals 0. You could use square root if you wanted. But that's going to be x minus 7, x plus 7. So that's x minus 7 equals 0, x plus 7 equals 0. So x equals 7 and negative 7. This one, we're going to subtract that 80 over. See what multiplies to be 80. Negative 80 adds to be 2. It is 10 and negative 8. So that's x plus 10 equals 0, x minus 8 equals 0. So x equals negative 10 and x equals 8. This one, set it equal to 0, so we're going to subtract the x, subtract the 21. We have to use slip and slide here, so 2 times 21 is 42. See what multiplies to be negative 42, adds to be negative 1. It's negative 7 and 6. Divide by that 2. So that one you get 2x minus 7. Here you get x plus 3. So 2x minus 7 equals 0, x plus 3 equals 0. So that means x equals 7/2 because you can add the 7, divide by 2, and x equals negative 3. Okay, you're welcome for how short these videos have been. Yeah, and I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye, you're awesome.